All right, so here, what is this going on down here? What is this? There's all kinds of things going on. I have my little mount here for the Insta 360 Go, so I can see myself here. And I'm just gonna put that over there for now. Different way, I guess. It's really difficult, like when I'm driving, obviously, to then be able to tell when I'm really looking at the camera. This, again, I feel like is more of an action sort of a camera. Like, it's meant to be potentially facing outward as opposed to the way that it's facing right now. But here it is, and you can get an idea of what it looks like in the car. Oops. There goes my audiobook. Because I don't listen to music in the car, I only listen to audiobooks, which is kind of different. And so I think in a perfect world, I would have this to tell me what I'm looking at, sort of better placed, but it is what it is. It's sitting on my car mount. My car mount is a MagSafe car mount, and so there's a little red button, and it's blinking, which lets me know that it's recording. I like this. I can attach it. The other day, the last time I had it in its entire little mount, and it sat up there possibly a little bit better than just the pull-out camera itself, but it is working. I like it. Again, it gives a wider view of the car. You can see more of the mess that is my car. It's a good camera. It really is. I just don't think it was intended for what I'm currently using it for. I think this camera was intended for, I'm going snowboarding, I'm going skiing, I'm doing something other than driving my car at 22 miles an hour as I turn a corner, right? Like, it wasn't all, this part of the camera I can actually take underwater, and I have, and I think you've seen some of that footage. The charger port cannot be taken underwater, so you really can't see what it is that you're filming. You just have to kind of pray when you're filming underwater. So it's an interesting little gadget. It works as a vlogging camera, but honestly, I do feel like it is easier and more efficient for me to use my phone. I just find that a better alternative at the moment for vlogging. But I'm committed. This is a full week. People want to know the answer to this. It's a full week of just, if I am a casual lifestyle vlogger, is this a good camera for me? And I think it's a really great, at this point, Monday, I think it's a really good camera. I think it's great for traveling, but I don't necessarily know that it's a really good everyday vlogging camera setup. All right, low light testing. This is my iPhone at the same time of day. Remember when I did a low light test last week for the Insta 360? Sorry, my windshield is like fogging up like crazy. So same time of morning that I'm going swimming, except I'm using the iPhone front-facing camera as opposed to the Insta 360. And again, this is another example where mounted in my car, it is easier just for me to throw the iPhone up there and not have to really think about it. It's meant for this particular kind of a clip, and it just sits in there very nicely, and I just push a button and I'm good to go. That being said, I also think it's doing better. This is just crazy. I think it's doing better in the lighting situation as well. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if anyone wants to see me at 6:02 in the morning. Under better lighting. Possibly that's a bad thing. But just for a comparison, how does that Insta 360 Go do in low lighting settings versus an iPhone? So in this case, I'm going to go with the iPhone here because I feel like it's doing a better job. got finished working out and now we're gonna go out to breakfast, which sort of defeats the entire purpose of working out. But I'm debating. It's another one of those moments where I go, do I bring a camera? We've got some errands to run. We've got some things going on. Do I bring a camera or do I not bring a camera? I have furniture polish in the shot, but I have, a larger bag, so I would have room for a camera. At the same time, it's almost a little bit of a hassle to, get the camera, open it up, get the shot, get it all ready. Plus, if I'm with my family, my daughter and my husband aren't really into the whole camera thing. They're like, what are you doing? Put it away. My daughter's friends are really into it. They're pretty excited about the whole thing. But realistically, I feel I have to be alone when I use the camera, and I'm not that person that's going to set up the camera and then have a shot and be like, oh, I'm getting something off this shelf. Or even here, I have it propped up on the coffee maker. I'm not that person that's filming, the desperate clean that my kitchen needs, and then sharing that with everyone, because it's just not my style. That's what it is. It's just not my style. And so again, this particular camera might not be the best option because it is meant for action, not for this type of exchange. So as I'm getting ready to leave the house, I think I'm gonna say no to the camera. So, as promised, today we are going to be talking about the Insta 360 Go action camera. So this camera I've had for about a year now, and I've been using it sporadically. I'd originally got this camera because I thought I'm gonna make a go of this whole YouTube thing and I'm going to post consistently, and if I'm gonna post consistently, I'm going to need a camera. What I neglected to think about is I actually already had a camera because I had the DJI Osmo Pocket 2 and I've had that camera since 2020. And if I wasn't carrying that camera around, what made me think I was going to carry this camera around? And even before that, I had a GoPro and I didn't carry that camera around, and I still bought another camera and yet another camera. So what drew me to this camera was the fact that it was advertised as the smallest vlogging camera, smallest action camera on the market. And that is technically true, because as cool and as small as this little thing is, this is not the camera. This is the camera, which is crazy, right? This is a very, very small camera. And speaking of cameras, my camera battery is about to die. I guess now we can check out how the previous camera and this camera compare. This is the one that just died. This is the Canon, what is it, the 10, PowerShot V10. The V10 passed away. No, it didn't. The battery died. Anyway, and now I'm on the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. And I've thought about, and we've talked about me getting a Pocket 3, which seems astronomically stupid since I can't seem to carry any camera. But back to this one, this tiny little camera. So the actual camera is this magnetic little piece right here. It's pretty awesome that this is a camera. I'm not gonna get into specs because I'm not a real camera reviewer. I don't even know that I'm a real vlogger, but I consider myself a real writer, and that's a whole other story. So I'm gonna go with I'm a real vlogger because I produce vlogs. So I want you to think about, before you go out and invest about $350 in this camera, what it is and what type of a vlog you're going for. Because I feel as though, even though I'm making a real effort to use this camera, it's probably my least favorite out of the whole camera assortment. And I will tell you why. Number one, let's go with the things that I really like about this camera. The first thing I like is that the battery will not die after, 1 or 2 videos. It's pretty good. The battery life on this is fairly decent. The second thing that I like is that it does have this flip up screen so that you can see yourself as you're filming. It's not for narcissistic reasons. It's literally so that you know what you're filming and you can keep yourself in frame. It's not the greatest screen, but it's there, and I sincerely appreciate that. The next thing I really like about this camera is it did come with a plethora of accessories. It comes with a mount that I think the idea behind this one is that you can attach it to a visor on a hat. But the way I ended up using it was I attached it to a strap on a purse. It worked extremely well, to the point that I can't quite get it out of there now. The other thing that it comes with, several other things it comes with actually. It comes with this little magnetic circle pendant so that you can put it around your neck. And then obviously you're not wearing the pendant out here. You're going to wear the pendant inside of your shirt, and then you can put the camera and you can wear the camera like a body cam. Cool. It just isn't really my style. And another thing it comes with is this sticky ring where, funny story, you can put the camera on its little tripod holder, which I'm going to insert a picture of because for the life of me, I don't know where that is. It's in a bag somewhere. I probably had good intentions of using it, and then it didn't really work out for me. So I love the fact that it comes with all of those accessories, and the battery life is really good. But I want you to think very clearly about what is your vlog and what kind of a vlog are you going to create. My vlogging style is maybe different than other vloggers. My vlogging style is not first of all, it's not scripted. There was no script. I just happened to have some time today. Like, there was sun out, there was quiet in the house, I had some time. I was like, oh yeah, I can film this thing. It's not scripted. It's not like, okay, first I'm going to talk about the pros, and then I'm going to talk about the cons, and then I'm going to talk. That'd be great if I were that organized. Not. I am in my head, but I'm not. I have no qualms about talking to people. I just talk, which some of you probably wish I would stop doing and maybe start scripting, but that's just not who I am, so no. If you have a very controlled, very scripted type of a vlog where you go to the supermarket and you put the camera somewhere on a shelf and then you show yourself picking things off of the shelves, or you're going shopping and you want to wear the camera and you show yourself going around to all the luxury stores and showing off the bag, I think that this camera is a good choice, because obviously you don't want to do that with your phone. You're not going to put your phone on a shelf or in a grocery cart and leave it there. That seems really like a bad idea. You're just inviting a thief to come along and grab your phone. But I don't have that type of content. You'll see on my channel that there are times when I'm like, oops, like 2 hours until I'm supposed to post, I better say something to a camera. I'm very on the fly. My clips, I don't have entire B-rolls of hours long clips. I literally am like, I would like to film this burrito. And then I take about 6 seconds worth of filming the burrito. I don't have a whole bunch of stuff. I don't have I don't have the camera sitting on the table as I'm eating. It's just not my style. If that's your style and you want this little camera to go along with you, then yeah, I think that that's a good match. Also, if you're an action person, for example, if you're going snowboarding or skiing or something where you would wear the camera, again, I feel that this is a good match. I think potentially this summer, no, I didn't take it with me last summer, so yeah, maybe not. I was gonna say I would go to the beach with us or go on vacations with us, but quite honestly, I don't find myself reaching for it even when it's in my bag. So when I went to the zoo, I took this camera and I got very little footage from this camera. Something else you need to keep in mind is this is meant for action. And therefore, it's a very wide, like even when I have it cropped in as much as I can, it's still a very wide angle. So this, where I'm talking to you, this is not necessarily ideal. And then the microphone on this one is not as great either. So I think you just need to evaluate, like, what am I going to be filming? How am I going to be filming? Like, where is the need? Knowing that this is good for action, it's good for small places. I have seen so many videos where people have taken the little camera and it's magnetic, so it'll stick to anything. I think I shared with you how it sticks on my whiteboard at school, and then I can stand back and I can talk, but you can see it's a very wide view of my classroom. And I don't know that that's something I actually need and or want. And it's not an action, right? Like I'm not skateboarding or you don't want to see, no, that'd be terrible. It'd just be falling. Anyway, I feel like it's not really what I do. This tiny part of the camera, like the actual camera, not the charger, this part can go underwater. We've taken it underwater. My daughter's taken it underwater. I think that that's an awesome use for it. There's not too many times that I want to take it underwater, right? I think it's really cool that you can have this out here and then see what you're doing back here, which is what I showed in my car. But if you think about it, you know, I did 2 vlogs. I did the one with this one in my car and then, you know, on the same holder as I had my phone. And it was easier just to get my phone out and start recording on my phone, because to get this one out, I saved it. It's fine. I had to adjust it. I had to move it around, and my phone, I just got out and like pressed the record button, right? So there's that to consider. This takes a little bit more fussing. The same way I felt at the zoo, I got it out of the bag and then I would turn it on and then I would start filming, and then my hands were kind of full and I don't know, I could have worn it, but then I'm just getting like hours worth of walking around that I would have to cut down. So when I say I'm a mobile vlogger, what I really mean is I want everything to be available to me on the go and that I can post from anywhere, anytime. I'm not editing on my iPad. I'm not editing on my computer. I'm literally using my phone. So if my clips are already in my phone and there, perfect. This I have to download from the camera. And it has to be downloaded, which I prefer anyway, as opposed to, you know, plugging something in. It's downloaded via Bluetooth. There is no SD card. There's no card. The camera is its own memory. So you can't get extra time. Like if you're on the go and you filled up your 128 for whatever reason, you need to transfer that information onto another source and then delete it from your camera so you have more room. It's not like you can just pop another card in there and I'm stuck at the 128. It's not bad. I'm just saying it's an actual thing. So those are maybe some things that I don't necessarily like about the camera. I feel like a camera, I think, is a very personal choice. And when I'm out and I'm filming, the phone is a better choice. And trying to force myself into carrying something else is not really for me. I just need to let it go. I need to let it go, and I need to say, okay, this is what other people do, and that's great. Which is funny because I'm able to do this with just about everything else. But this is really getting to me. I'm like, I feel like I should have an actual designated vlogging camera when I'm out and about. And if I had to choose between these two, crappy battery life, but works better for what I need, because the only time I'm really using a camera is when I'm sitting down and I'm talking. The sweet spot in between is the first camera that I had, which is this DJI. This is the Osmo Pocket 2, and I feel as though this one I could take. It's not as heavy and as bulky as this one. And at the same time, it pulls in a little bit closer. It has that lovely face blur, because for those of us over the age of 45, could use a little bit of face blur. This one does not. So those are just things to keep in mind, and I'll continue to show you different angles and zooms and footage from this camera versus my phone, and then maybe we'll move on to this camera.